Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 12th. I don't know. It's Mercury retrograde, right? Do I ever know what date it is? Probably not. So we're going to jump right in here, Gemini, and we're going to see what is going on for you just in general for the week in this first row here. Then we're going to see anything unexpected that could be coming in for you in this second row right here. Then we're going to look at anything good that could be coming up for you this week. So it doesn't matter what shows up in this row. It's going to be positive no matter what. Then in your last row, we're going to look at any advice from your guides. I feel like I should pull two, so we're going to take both. But let's see. On top of that, at the end, by the way, we're going to pull 3 yes or no question cards. Really, it's like yes, no, maybe. So tarot doesn't control your life. You do. That's why I say maybe, because, again, you can turn a yes into a no and a no into a yes, right? But let's see what is going on for you. You have the Oracle card. It says, seek wisdom and guidance from your elders. You know, it's like, I kind of feel that there could be, some surprising information coming from a person. I don't really feel it's surprising information. I just feel that if you're seeking the guidance from like a person who you look up to, I feel like their response to you or the information they provide you is not what you expect. Like maybe you're going to a person and you're saying, that you look up to, clearly someone you see as an oracle. I feel like for a lot of you, I would say family member, because you have the Hierophant here. And so it could be a family member. It could also be someone you're married to, or, someone that you are related to through marriage, right? But I feel like the advice they give you is not what you expect. Like maybe you're thinking about moving and they're like, yes, you should move. And maybe you thought they would say, no, you shouldn't. I'm kind of getting like this opposite thing. So I feel like this is a good thing because it feels more expansive to me. It's just like, they want you to expand. And that's how I think that information from a person is coming from the right place, right? It's like sometimes we ask for advice from people and maybe they say, no, you should stay here or you shouldn't start that business or whatever. People do this out of protection, but they also do it because they don't want us to leave, right? I feel like this person is looking at things from an expansive place, and that's how you know it's good information. So, I don't know, that's what's popping into my head. You also have this letter card here. Could be a lot of communication coming in for you this week. You have the 9 of Pentacles, the World, and the King of Wands. This is where I'm getting the expansive information. The World is, expansive. She is like a sorceress, this woman in the middle here. Some people read her as an intersex being because she is like a combination of all the energies that exist. She's fully integrated with all energy. And, she's also able to create worlds. She is a sorceress. So I kind of feel that's the focus here, is that very expansive energy of being able to create worlds in your energy here, Gemini. Did I say Gemini at the beginning of this reading? I don't remember what I said. Whatever. But what I would say here, this is for you, Gemini, and I feel like you're very expansive. You also have the 9 of Pentacles here. The 9 of Pentacles is about independence and kind of making decisions for yourself. It seems to be a time where I would say pretty much everyone has been getting the 9 of Pentacles quite a bit and is making decisions based on themselves. And not in a greedy way, not in a, in a bad way, in a good way. She has this falcon on her hand, and that falcon represents her focus. She has very, very kind of powerful focus as well. She has laser-like focus, and, when she comes up in a positive position. And so I feel for a lot of you, this is talking about focusing on the things that you want in your life. And we actually see this here, to the Hierophant, to the 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is also kind of like a laser-like focus. Traditionally, 8 of Wands was like the rockets of love, meaning or the arrows of love. You're telling the universe what you want. The universe is responding. Esther Hicks calls it your rockets of desire, meaning that we're always like telling the universe what we want. And the universe is responding with people, places, things, feelings, ideas, whatever pops into your head. And we can either move in that direction or not. And I would just trust your laser-like focus here. That's what I feel like this reading is getting at. You have the King of Wands here. I do feel like it could be love coming in for you if you want. It could be a fire sign. Love kind of feels in the background, although it's here, but more in the background of the reading, I would say. Although in the area of the good stuff, you definitely have romance coming up here. Maybe some conflict if you have like children or something like that, because you have the Page of Swords. Children have been coming up a lot this week. And so I don't know if, what's going on there, but it's been showing up a lot for a lot of people. But I do feel that could be a person And again, this could be the oracle person as well. If you have like a family member or someone who's very close to you who's a fire sign, doesn't matter what gender they are. Again, I feel like they could be giving you advice. But, again, like I said, if you're wondering, like, who is this person? I feel like the advice they give you is to expand, to grow, to, do something where maybe they're looking at it from a not greedy perspective, right? When people say, oh, you shouldn't start that business, then maybe they're not doing it on purpose. They're probably doing it to protect us, but maybe they talk about all the risk and how it's not a good idea. Again, I feel like this person is coming at things from wanting you to grow and experience and be successful. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Emperor here. You're ready. I feel this is just saying you're ready to take action. So I feel it is time for you to take action. Some of you could also be dealing with a Aries type person. If you're dealing with a person here, someone is almost the Empress. The other person is already the Emperor, which is interesting as well. So, take it how it resonates. But I feel like someone is about to meet someone at their level, if that makes sense. Like an Emperor and Empress type situation, power couple. With the World, you have the Magician. Like I said, the Sorceress, the Magician, same exact thing. Creating worlds with your words. Definitely watch your words this week, especially with the Magician and the Eight of Wands. I would also be careful of your beliefs here. He is pointing to the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a good card. The Hierophant is also the bridge between like the heavens and the earth, or the universe and the earth. So it can represent taking your dreams down to earth, So I feel it would be a good time to do that. But again, I would be careful of your words, and I would also be careful of beliefs. Sometimes with the Hierophant, it kind of reminds me, this kind of reminds me of what I call Tinkerbell readings, right? It's like if you don't believe in Tinkerbell, she doesn't exist. That's the whole point of Tinkerbell. It's kind of like if you don't believe that you can manifest good things in your life, or if you don't believe that you can have the good things, then maybe you can't. So it's about watching your beliefs. With that King of Wands, you have the Queen of Swords. I don't know. I feel if this is love, you're open to it. Like she has her sword up, but her hand out. The whole point of the Queen of Swords is that she's willing to receive. She might be a little defensive, but probably not like the worst that she could be. I do feel like you're closed off to someone though, right here. King and Queen of Swords to me are probably the two worst divine counterparts in the tarot. They're like, she's facing towards him, but he's kind of like facing forward. He's not even looking at her in this reading. So I do feel that some of you could have like a past person who's trying to come back. And if you do, Mercury retrograde, I would definitely be very careful here. For others, again, we're gonna have to dig into this, because this could be someone that you're in like a little bit of a stalemate with right now, because I do get that feeling. I'm getting a lot of stories here between these two, so I don't know. We'll look into it. Next, you have the Letter. Some of you could be receiving a letter, or you could be sending a letter, I suppose, here, Gemini, as well. For some of you, if you're like in a stalemate with a person, it's definitely popping into my head that, you could be sending a letter or receiving a letter from a person who maybe you've blocked. Maybe that's like the only way they can get in touch with you or something. So that's popping into my head. Do with that what you will. You might throw the letter out. You might burn it. You might read it. I don't know. It's up to you, right? For others, I just feel there's a ton of communication here. You have a lot of communication cards. So there's a lot of communication coming at you this week. And I feel this communication, not just this week, honestly. I feel like for like the next 6 months, you're going to be, talking your head off. I'm a Gemini moon. My mouth moves about 200 miles a minute. Look at it, right? Non-stop talking. That's literally, when I was in school, what I get in trouble for? Talking, right? So I feel there's a lot of communication here for you. And let's look into it. Let's see what it is. I feel like this letter is a little unexpected. You have the Four of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the King of Swords. This could be legal communication as well with the King of Swords. King of Swords like law and order. So this could be balancing the scales. But I actually feel this is kind of like a good thing. I didn't even notice, if we go this direction, Six of Pentacles, he has a scale right here. So this communication could be balancing the scales, or kind of, balancing karma, or whatever you want to call it. You also have the Hierophant. The Hierophant represents thinking outside the box. If you are receiving communication that you don't like, or a letter that you don't like, I feel that the Hierophant is saying that there's an outside the box solution that could solve your problem very quickly. So don't think that you're boxed in. You have that Four of Pentacles as well. The Four of Pentacles can be like a very boxed in, type of feeling. And so I feel this is saying, actually, you're not. The King of Swords can also say that if you're receiving communication or something you don't like I said at the beginning of the reading, King of Swords can be an expert or a mentor. Doesn't matter what gender. It could just be someone you look up to. And The King of Swords can say there's an expert or someone who can solve your problems very quickly. If you have a legal problem, get a lawyer. If you have a medical problem, go to the doctor. Obviously, I know these things sound obvious, but sometimes we don't do them, right? And what I would say is that the King of Swords is a good card for solving problems very quickly. So if there are issues, which I don't really feel, but it is possible I do feel, kind of, then, I feel like there's a person or someone who can solve your problems quickly. You have the Four of Pentacles. Again, I'm just getting outside the box thinking between the Four of Pentacles and the Hierophant. It's like whatever you're dealing with this week, good things, bad things, challenges, whatever, pretty much all of us deal with good things and bad things on a weekly basis. I feel like this is saying those like unconventional solutions, the kind of outside the box thinking is going to be the solution to any problems that you are dealing with, if you are, and even good things as well. Again, sometimes we have a business, we can always make more money, right? We can always, get new clients or whatever. And I feel that Four of Pentacles is saying that thinking outside the box and doing things that maybe are a little unconventional or that you've never thought of before would be a good idea. Again, like I said earlier, I would also be careful of the words that you're using on yourself this week and trying to manifest things. I just because I feel like you'll manifest things very quickly, like I said with that Hierophant. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Four of Pentacles. Basically, the universe saying I meant what I said. I think it would be a good week for you to write. Just in general. Like, I think it would be a good week for you to... It's funny, someone left me a comment the other day, and they said, I was saying something about getting started, and I said, you just have to get started. And they're like, I have an idea, I know what I want to do, but I don't know what to get started on. My advice to that person was to write, right? And so it's like, if you don't know what to do in some area of your life, maybe you need to write yourself a letter. Maybe you need to write your future self a letter, and, about the process that you're going through. I think sometimes getting it out, writing something down, pen to paper, right? I always have my little notebook right here, right? So what I would say is sometimes I think putting things down on paper is exactly what we need to do because it kind of gets things like moving forward. With that Hierophant, you have the World card right next to the World card as well. Basically, the universe saying I meant what I said. I really feel you're a very powerful manifester this week with that energy. I also feel some of you could be kind of accomplishing things this week as well. You could be receiving communication from a distance. With the King of Swords, love, Two of Cups, I knew this was like a weird love situation. There's some sort of ego issue here, Gemini. I'm not sure if it's you or them. Again, not calling you out. Take it how it resonates. Could be both of you, right? Sometimes, if we're being honest, both people in a situation can have an ego. And, I'm not like one of those spiritual teachers that thinks ego is a bad thing. We need ego to survive. And, I don't think we can truly remove ego. As I've said before, I've met a lot of spiritual teachers who claim that they don't have an ego, but they have like the biggest ego I've ever seen in my entire life, right? So what I would say here is that, there could be some lack of communication. Two of Cups can be you and your higher self. So if you're like at a stalemate with a partner or just a person, it doesn't have to be love, with a person, it's almost like your higher selves are communicating. You could be having dreams about a person or whatever, take it how it resonates. I have a feeling we're going to get more information on that as we go along. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Patience card, and you also have this Romance card. So again, if you've been patient with a person, I feel there could be romance or good things happening between the two of you. So that's what I feel here. The Eight of Wands, which you have in the same row, like I said earlier, the Eight of Wands is the arrows of love. Traditionally it was kind of like communication of love or just sending out your rockets of desire towards a person, and you could be manifesting a person into your life, especially if you're going to be patient. I'm noticing the difference here in a lot of these cards. Two of Cups, these two people, I'll just show you, they're meant to look very different. They come from two different worlds, and that's the whole point of the Two of Cups, is that it can represent attracting a person who is different than your usual type or who comes from a different background. Look at both of these people here. They're showing up as like Taurus and Leo up here, even though this card is Jupiter and Virgo. So I feel like for some of you, this is kind of one of those things where, just talking about the difference between the two people. Even on this card here, they kind of look like the Two of Cups lovers, don't they? On this card, the yellow dress and also the blue on the other one. So very similar to that Two of Cups. So I feel you could be dealing with a person who comes from a different background or is just very different than you in general as far as love is concerned. If this is not love, I feel like you're taking your life in a new direction here. Even if it is love, I feel like a lot of you could be just taking your life in a new direction. There could be a little conflict here, but again, this is showing up as the good stuff. And the positive side, I actually like the Five of Wands. As far as positivity is concerned, this card I call Indiana Jones. To me, it can represent going on some sort of crazy adventure and getting your rewards from going on a crazy adventure. So I always tell people, go on the adventure with the Five of Wands. It will, it will be worth it with this energy. The Five of Wands, usually we go on an adventure, we find some treasure, and that's what I feel here. With the Page of Swords, I kind of feel like you have to explore something. Again, Page of Swords, it's like we can think all day long about how something is going to go, but it's like until we actually experience it, we have no freaking clue how it's going to go. Again, maybe writing a letter to yourself about something would be a good idea. Like maybe you're fearing starting a business. Maybe just, I always say, write, get everything out on paper and then keep going. When you think that you're done, keep writing, because usually we just have to get the verbal diarrhea out, the stuff that's in the back of our brain. Then after that, everything right after that is like the good stuff, is the stuff that really comes from our heart. And, if you're writing to yourself with this Page of Swords, I feel it could be saying like, there's a lot of good stuff that you could be discovering kind of, that's coming from your heart about what you truly want. And I don't know why I'm having a hard time verbalizing that to you for some reason, but I feel like, again, it could be a business. It could also be about love as well. It's like, maybe you're not sure what you want about love, but it's like by putting it on paper and putting it in front of you, you're externalizing it, you're getting out of you, right? You're putting it out into the world, you're getting started. And I think that's what's important here. You have the Eight of Wands. I feel like you're going to notice quick success. So again, this is the good stuff, and I feel like things are going to be moving forward quickly, like once you start the adventure. But that Page of Swords is definitely saying to me, get something from the air to the earth. I feel there's a need to, get something rolling here, or to actually experience it. It's like maybe you've been thinking about being in a relationship, but until you actually do it, you don't really know. Maybe you've been thinking about starting that business, but until you actually do it, you don't actually know. With the Page of Swords, yeah, boom. Are you kidding me? Everything you want. Ten of Pentacles, everything you want in your life. It is the tree of life. It literally represents building and leaving a legacy. Amazing card for those of you that do want love. And because, to me, Ten of Pentacles is the best love card in the deck. Even if you don't want love, just an amazing card for, abundance, success, and anything else that you could potentially want. Really nice. With the Five of Wands, you have the Knight of Cups. Right next to it, you have the Knight of Cups as well. So, Knight of Cups twice. Knight of Cups is the knight in shining armor, and like something that could be sweeping you off your feet. So, definitely could be love. I kind of get this energy of being swept up by something. And sometimes I definitely feel that we can fear that, right? I think that we can fear being swept away by love. Like if I allow this person to, sweep me away, and what happens if they leave me, right? There could be like that thought in the back of your head. I don't know, it's popping into my head. Same thing with the business. It's like we can be swept away by the thought of starting a business. And then we can fear, like, what happens if the dollar collapses, or what happens if my business fails? What I like to remind people, as someone who lived in fear for a very long period of time, trust me, is that, guess what? If you did it once, you can probably do it again. I think that we have more than enough ideas for thousands of lifetimes in our head if we would just take action on those ideas. So there really should be no reason to fear. Same thing in love as well. It's like there are 6-7 billion people on this planet. There are plenty of people that get love, right? If that person leaves you. But it's probably also unfounded, not a real fear. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Lovers. There you go. Love coming in for you. Also, you showing up in a very strong position. I feel like this is like true love type situation, but there's some sort of stalemate that needs to be overcome here with that King and Queen of Swords. You know what I mean? It's like, it's almost as if the underlying energy is actually the King of Wands, like a lot of passion and desire, but the way that this could be being expressed, if it's love, could be King and Queen of Swords. And again, maybe one person is waiting to become the Empress, like I said at the beginning of the reading, with the Emperor and the Empress. Next, in the area of advice from your guides, you have this take chances, you'll realize how perfect something will turn out. I mean, like, literally what I've been talking about this entire time. Literally, this whole entire reading has been saying, take a chance, and you'll be very happy that you did. You also have this card, you're stepping into a brand new chapter. What does it say? Into a brand new chapter. For some reason, I thought that was misspelled. Typical retrograde. Also, I can't spell, so is anyone surprised? Probably not. But what I'd say here is I feel this is saying, take a chance, make it happen, right? I feel there's some good things that are coming in for you with this energy, but you're gonna have to experience it. You can't just imagine things all day long. Well, you can, but that's all it will be. You have the Six of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. Two cards here, actually three cards that say plant the seeds, right? Six of Pentacles is my card of planting seeds. It says you have to invest energy to see how something is going to grow in your life. And that's what I feel like you're doing here. I do feel some of you could have been in an imbalanced situation as far as love is concerned, and it looks to me like things are kind of balancing out. Next, you have the Knight of Cups, also a card of planting seeds. He is standing in the desert. He is standing somewhere where most people think there is no opportunity. There's water flowing right in front of him here. All he has to do is plant seeds in front of the water in the desert. And even though he's in the desert, those seeds will grow because there's water right there. So I feel for some of you that you could be thinking about an impossible situation that is actually much more possible than you realize if you just got started. You have the Page of Pentacles, again, card of studiousness. I feel like you've learned a lot recently, but he has an empty field right here. The next card up is the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is a card of needing to get planting, needing to get moving. So definitely that energy comes up in your reading. The Page of Pentacles is also a card of communication. You have a lot of communication coming up here. So definitely, something I would pay attention to. With the Six of Pentacles, what did I say? Seven of Cups. Didn't I say Seven of Cups somewhere in your reading? Maybe not. I could be making that up. But again, what I would say is Seven of Cups is dreaming, looking at all the good things, looking at all the bad things that could happen in any situation. But until you actually experience a situation, which is the whole point of this reading, then you're not going to experience anything at all. You're just going to experience the imagination. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Six of Pentacles, you are the second time. This is crazy. I've never had so many readings where there's so many repeating cards, and I change decks every single reading, so pretty crazy, but plant those seeds. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the King of Wands. King of Wands twice in your reading as well. You start and end with the King of Wands. I feel like you're kind of starting a new chapter. You're stepping into a brand new chapter with that card, message from your guides. And it could be with a King of Wands type of person in your life, someone you have a lot of desire with. And even if it is a person or isn't a person, I also feel that some of you are kind of clearly building something very important up in your life. This is a pretty powerful reading. I like this here, Gemini. So we are going to pull 3 yes or no question cards here. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3 right here. Feel free to pause this reading if you need time to think your questions 1, 2, and 3. For question number 1, you have the Hermit. I would say yes. I feel like you're letting something out here. Yes. For question number 2, I would also say yes, 8 of Pentacles. So I'd say yes, especially if you put the work in. The words that are popping into my head are like direct results, meaning that like exactly what you put into whatever you're asking about is exactly what you're going to get out of what you're asking about. So I hope that resonates. For question number 3, I would say yes. I feel like, especially if you're asking about a change with the 7 of Pentacles is like a change in direction. So I would say yes. But this is one hell of a reading. Love it. So the readings have been pretty deep this week. And, I don't know, I like it. So thank you for being here, Gemini. I really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you and enjoy your week.